Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is SuperZomGBBQ coming to you with SuperCard video number 9. Wow, things have changed, guys. This is crazy. I'm over 600 subscribers, and whilst most people wouldn't think that's a lot in my position, sitting here starting off 2.5 weeks ago, this is absolutely mental. It's mind blowing, and I have to say to all of you, thank you so much for your support. And best of all, thank you for believing in me. Yeah, I used it. I'm sorry. Anyway, this video is going to be part dedicated to shoutouts, part dedicated to PCC action and giving you an update because I've not been on much and I appreciate that. I have been twitching a lot and I need to show more attention to you guys on YouTube because that is where you guys mostly are. I've got more subscribers than I have followers, so you guys get the attention, okay? So first of all, I wanted to use the first part of my video to do a shout out, and I haven't done this before, but I want to say a couple of good words about a few good people. All of you are awesome, super awesome in fact, but there's a couple of you who are just beyond amazing and have been so supportive, and I wanted to start off by showing my thanks. Now, the first person I want to thank is Big E Dude, and there's a very good reason for that, and that is because on Thursday I had 473 subscribers when I uploaded the Kill Moose Kill vid, the number 2, which is a Supercard video 8.2. If you go back, have a look. Kill Moose Kill is awesome, and if you do not follow him on Twitter, follow him like crazy because he's amazing to talk to, a great personality, and I hope that he follows in the footsteps of the likes of Adnan and gets on YouTube quickly. More on Adnan later on. Simply put though, Biggie Dude took it upon himself to link me into one of his videos. The one before Supercard Mania Saturday. I can't remember exactly what it is. I think Supercard Mania. And put my link in there, and I didn't just go to 500. I'm now on 630 plus. That's just crazy. Picky Dudes, you may not see this. If you do see this, thank you so much. I really appreciate the kind words, the work that you do. It's awesome, and I just want to say to you a personal thanks. We've been speaking a lot, me and Biggie Dude, about some other things that we're trying to get together. Hopefully it's going to come together soon and I can get this put up on YouTube. But it's going to be fucking amazing, and I excuse my language there. It's going to be awesome. The next person I want to thank, the next group of people, are people who join me on Twitch all the time. And, I thanked Biggie Dude because he got me over that 500 mark. But these are the guys who are always around and they are always ready to come on, support, help. And those are Edward, first of all, because Edward is just Edward being Edward, and that just is all that matters. Don't have to say much about him, he is just a character. You've then got Copter, Lil G, and those two are super, super supportive, and I genuinely cannot thank you both enough for the charisma, first of all, because you are so funny. It is, you bring the comedy to the channel, and you actually bring out a different side in me. You know what? That is awesome, and I thank you so much for that. Other than that, they're both awesome people. You need to check out their YouTube channels, which are in the description below. Adnan, as always, just for being you. The uploads you've been doing have been great. Keep it up. I know you're busy, and you have a very good excuse to be busy. Just keep it up because you are a one-of-a-kind person. Next person is going to be Desmode, because he's always available, always wants to chat. He's supportive, super active. Like the others, he stays up until stupid o'clock in the morning streaming. It's just the amount of support he shows to this game is crazy. Give him a subscribe and B, a follow on Twitter, and also follow him on Twitch because he is active. The only other people I'd say, Jinx, again, for being as awesome as you are. You always available to come on Twitches. Jason, because we've been talking a lot recently. Thank you again for your support. I would also say Hell, let's just go through a whole list. Turbo, because you came on and you come on regularly whenever you're available, and because you're a crazy fucker when it comes to PCC, dude, you are just. I cannot believe what you do and how you get to the positions you get in. So keep it up because you are a shining light in the community, dude. Um, Kenneth Knight he's commented a couple of my videos. Thanks, bud. I'm hoping I'm not forgetting anyone here because it'd be super embarrassing. Uh, Obviously, Kill Moose Kill. You cannot miss him because he has also been very flexible with the arrangements we've had, and given that he's a busy guy, uh, I'm just trying to make sure I get everyone in here. I don't know how I could have forgot this guy, and I'm not going to forget this guy, Frank Tech, because Frank Tech is always awesome. And he is actually the person who came up with the Zaleave um, phrase that I use a lot, and he is just he's great. And you need to if he does have YouTube, I believe, but if he doesn't, just get onto Twitch. Anything that I'm talking about is gonna be linked below, so get across to them and support them because they all deserve it. Um, I can't really think of anyone else at the moment, but I'm sure there's lots enough people that deserve the praise. And if I've missed you out, I am so sorry. It's just that this is all very overwhelming. So just be cool, log on, and I will shout you out at some point. If you do want a shout out, please put your comments below, and I will shout you out next time. Oh, one other guy, because he did the Donatello, I do have to say KD Speaks Kenny, again, fantastic job, always available to chat, and he's a fellow Arsenal supporter, and that always helps because I am an Arsenal supporter too. And if you guys don't know what that means, they're a UK football team, they play at the Emirates Stadium. I'd like to lie to you and say that they're the best team ever because that would be super cool to say. We used to be good, but we're okay now. Yeah, let's leave it there. It's a sore subject. Anyway, on to the subject of the video, and that is to give you guys an update because I've not really been on. I've been super busy with work. I've been super busy with People's Champion on Thursday. Super busy doing Twitch, and I thought it was about time I actually gave you guys a bit of attention on YouTube. So this next bit, I am going to give you an update on the cards that I've got, which there have been changes. Now, you may have noticed from my original videos that I had a new John Cena. Well, I did manage to get myself another Daniel Bryan, a fusion card. I have now pro'd my second Cena, as you can see here. I still don't have Reigns. I'd like to play some sad music there because I still can't get the guy. It's crazy. I've got 5 Nikki Bellas, which comes on to my next point, but I don't have one single Roman Reigns since I pulled that first one. It's so frustrating. Rock, which I got on live on Twitch, is been pro'd, and we are building him up for the Road to Glory, which I'm super psyched about. I can't wait to find out what's going on with that. Every day now there seems to be assets downloading, and I'm hoping it's this new tier that's going to come out and it's going to revitalise and make SuperCard even better. As you can see, I've got plenty of boobs Bella, Nikki Bella, who is basically waiting to be pro'd as well. I'm going to use one of the either no boobs Bella, so Brie Bella, or AJ. Now I'm going to put this out to you here because this is a point I want to get answered. I'm going to have to use one of them to level up Nikki to the max. Both of them are left arrows, so they're all linked with Fusion Nikki Bella. I'm going to leave it to a vote. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, you tell me, who should I sacrifice? Which Bay should I sacrifice? AJ Lee or Brie Bella to Fusion Nikki Bella number 2? Leave your comments below or go on the other platforms I mentioned. Talk to me and let me know what you think. Other than that, in terms of additions, there's not really many. I'm just going to go through to. I got the first epic Cena, which is always awesome. I may keep it, I might not. I've been putting epic cards like crazy. But the main aim of what I'm doing with PCC now is just to level up as many cards as possible to make my RTG deck as great as possible. Cena and Rock need to be leveled up manually, whereas Ric Flair and Daniel Bryan will be leveled up by me using other cards after I've got them to Pro. So really, that's it in terms of the cards. I know that's a lot. I'm potentially going to have a huge multiple overthrow in terms of the Road to Glory cards, but hey, hopefully when the deck preview comes out, everyone's going to be fully pro'd and maxed up. So let's not talk about Road to Glory too much though, because we do have a People's Champion event. On to that in a second. My King of the Ring update. I've had a couple of King of the Rings since I last uploaded. My rewards haven't been great. On that basis, actually, I did get a pretty awesome reward in my last video, which I didn't manage to make it up to the internet because whilst I was recording it, I couldn't actually get my mic to work. So I did get a Hollywood Hulk Hogan, which is an awesome left arrow, and I'm keeping it. I'm not going to use it to train unless the WrestleMania tier comes out. In that case, it just gets trained straight away. But I'm going to keep it available just in case I'm lucky enough to pro it. Anyway, back to King of the Ring. I've got a pretty easy one, and I do feel sorry for the people I'm in a King of the Ring with, because not one of them have got a Fusion Pro, and in fact some of them have got the single. This one's got a single Nikki. Let's keep going through this. There's quite a few people in here. Basti is one of the only ones who's actually got a decent amount of pros. Damien has not got the full pros. Ziz is running legendaries, and a John Cena. I'm amazed he's got the 20 and 8. He does have Ambrose, of course. But yeah, I feel quite sorry for them in all fairness, and I have seen a couple of single fusions being used, which that's not how it's supposed to go. And I'm going to show you my deck. I'm not lying to you. I am using a nerfed deck as such, but let me just move these guys up because I do need to get them in the right position just in case a tough match comes up. But they shouldn't have this. There should be. Surely those legendaries all together and the RTG cards aren't at the same level of all of my cards. I don't know how it works, but my understanding was it was supposed to be points related, and it just feels like I'm kind of being linked up with guys that really I'm easily beating. So Cat Daddy says they're going to fix it in the next update, but hey, who knows? We'll hopefully get something sorted in regards to King of the Ring, so we can face some decent opposition and actually have a trouble. Because at the moment, the reason I'm doing so well with my RTG deck is because it's so easy to win King of the Rings. But hey, is anything you want them to change other than the standard removal of 2MB and 3MB or five-man band? Now, that's a good point, because I'm talking to you all like you know what 2-man band and 3-man band is, and it's possible that you know what that means. Just to clarify, a King of the Ring works on a point basis. So the total amount of points that John Cena and Daniel Bryan have are exactly the same, but their total points together matched with Nikki Bella, matched with Roman Reigns and with Dean Ambrose, altogether plus the bench makes a total points amount. And that total points amount is then put into a pool when you press the button Begin King of the Ring. You are then matched with other players, and that pool of players then becomes the total pool of players, which means that you then get a certain amount of people, and sometimes in Survivor tier quite a few bots, which you then can notice by, if I show you, people like Duck, Stunner isn't one I will add because he's a normal person. Duck, Buck, Heart Attack, Hogan Smash, Ada Wong, Doobie, Burton, SC Stunner, Leak Turtles. Usually you can tell because there is something not quite right about them. Mainly because either they don't energize, as you can see here. Usually because they run up the top here where it has the little lightning bolt with the arrow and the box, which means that they've got an assistant manager in the background refilling the stamina, or they're just doing a single boost for charisma, power, speed, or toughness. Usually you can tell because of that, and usually because they're only running a Survivor Pro as their avatar. So be on the lookout for those. But with these King of the Rings, when you are putting in your best decks, you literally are getting next to no one great to play against. You're getting three or four real people, and then getting bots. Now, three-man band basically is by taking those, let's say, take all of these guys out and replace it with your three best players, and then the rest of it, let's say the tag, let's say the rest of your bench are commons or uncommons or rares or ultra rares or just cards that are way under your current threshold. Some people do it quite smartly and use legendary fusion pros, use unleveled pros, because you can, and it is possible to level enter, like I have my normal level 0 John Cena Fusion Pro, and actually level them up to max straight away, and that would then give you the ability to fight people at a much lower level. But your card has already been maxed, if you get what I mean. So that's a couple of tactics people use to get into King of the Rings and win them quite easily. Five-man band is exactly the same, but just basically a full team, or five cards that are really good and the rest which are really bad. And then you've got the seven-man band, which is what I'm using, which is basically just a couple of extra cards on top. Recently, what I've found to be working best for me is the five cards you see in front of you, and then I use one other PCC, so RTG or Fusion Pro on top of that. And that seems to work quite well, because that seems to put me in a band with lots of legendary cards. And I know it's going to get me a lot of criticism because I don't like doing this, trust me. I don't like being against lower people, but whilst I'm trying to build up a deck, I am genuinely trying to level up as much as possible and get as many decent cards, maybe a couple of rocks as possible before the new tier comes out. So it's not because I want to be a cheapskate, it's because I want to level up as much as possible. And I just think maybe that anyone with Fusion Pro should be segregated to one side. Maybe this WrestleMania tier should have a maybe, I don't know, if you've got more than so many Fusion Pros or so many RTGs, you're automatically put into the new tier. And my idea would be you have to choose your best cards, which then means you are facing against everyone in your point range who has the best cards. Whether that means they just throw bots into it, or whether that means they actually end up going for decent rewards. So, for example, you get a 15 human King of the Ring one day, and then the next day you end up getting, next time you enter, you end up getting like 14 bots. It's better that you have that extra competition in one than having no competition at all across any of them, because you are, I don't know, you're running this lower deck. And I'll be honest with you, whilst I'm ranting slightly, and I am going to stop, I am now getting to the point where I am getting slightly tired of facing people who are lower levels, and I am just going to put my full deck in the future, because it's more fun having that challenge and facing people who have got higher ranked cards. But hey, rant over. I'm now going to move on to the PCC, and I was at the high heights of rank number 3 during this People's Champion event. I have fallen down because I've had to work for the last 2 days and not really been able to play because my girlfriend's not been very well. So I'm going to move on today to actually playing a bit of PCC for you, and I'm going to show you the deck that I'm using, which I have the good old Dean Ambrose card, which is super awesome for anything speed related. He is unbeatable. You have John Cena, Fusion Pro John Cena, Common Virgil, Undertaker Uncommon, and then Fusion Pro Nikki. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a couple of games for you. Hopefully win as many games as possible. Then I'm going to switch over to my strongest deck and show you the difference between playing at the smaller end and playing at the higher end. And hopefully go on that undefeated streak that we had last time, but I'm not going to jinx myself. So first of all, we're going to play against Chokeslam, beat his Nikki Bella RTG card. I'm then going to throw out 2 weak cards to basically work the 3-man band. And this is how 3-man band works. You've got 2 weak cards which bring down the total level of points on your team. And you'll see the difference in a different kind of people that we face. And because you've got a speed card, at this point, you then look at what you've got here, and you can go for John Cena, who's got good power but not so good speed, or you go for Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose, at the moment, as a card, currently beats any other card when you combine anything with speed. And that is 100% fact. So speed and power is going to be Dean Ambrose, speed and toughness. Dean Ambrose, speed and charisma. Dean Ambrose, speed alone. Dean Ambrose. So we're going to send him out because we know that the other player is going to have no Dean Ambrose. He's already sent one out. And we get the win. So that is how 3-man band works. And that's a tactic that a lot of people use. The guys at the top of the rankings, which I am going to show you very soon, with my speed boost there, not getting enough of those. Irony, sorry. Are using that to get up to the top of the leaderboards because it's the easiest way to get good easy wins. Now this deck is actually winning me about 95% of matches. I'm now going to face Shaky. I know that John Cena has the highest power stat that I can actually go for, and is the highest power stat in the game so far. I'm then going to throw out my weak tag team, which I probably could have won if I was to throw out Dean Ambrose and Virgil together. When you're doing your 3-man band, by the way, an important thing you should know is always add the commons, uncommons, the rares, the super rares that you're putting as your waste cards as something that's alternate to your other cards. So if you've got, let's say, Dean Ambrose, and you put Virgil in because Virgil's an up arrow. If you've got John Cena, then you put Ultimate Warrior in or Undertaker in because they're left arrows. And if you might decide to go for a Nikki Bella, maybe a 3-man band without a diva, you can do that. I prefer to go one with a diva because you tend to win more matches with a diva, but that's just my opinion. So we're going to go up against another Dean Ambrose with the Blassie and the proc that I have, and proc means that my special ability has gone off. I have been able to win that match against Shaky. That's another 10 points. I'm still 72nd rank. I'm going to move on to the next game quite quickly. I'm going to move on to Jekka_18. And we're now going to go into the next game. I'm just going to play this one. I'm going to self-Blassie, send out the two tag team waste cards, and then hopefully we get to a speciality on one of my cards. So yeah, we've got power. Again, I'm going to send out John Cena because he's got the highest power ranking. Power and charisma, not the highest, and I am going to lose this match because he sent out John Cena. It's very rare that the SuperCard does this, but sometimes the game does throw out the weaker cards instead of the stronger cards. Moving on to the next match. We're going to be playing Sasquatch. Original name that. And we're going to have speed and charisma. So as I said earlier on in the video, speed with anything, Dean Ambrose is the person you want to be using for Fusion Pro. We're going to be going to speed for Diva, which luckily the person doesn't have the Road to Glory Nikki, so we're not going to have any problems. And then we have a tag team match, and this is where the tag team scenario can come into effect. If you've got a matching card, you can actually win this tag team match if the person has also what they call nerfed their deck, which means that they've gone to the 3-man band or a 2-man band scenario. So you're going to use Undertaker, Uncommon, and Cena, and it may not work. It isn't going to work because he's got 2 awesome cards to go up against. It doesn't matter if we've won the match already. It's surprising actually that the other card, the Roman Reigns, hasn't actually come up beforehand because it's a more powerful card than the others, but hey ho. Get our picks. Go on to the next game. We're going to play Trey this time. Power and toughness, going to go with John Cena against his Road to Glory Dean Ambrose. Easy win. Going to move on to tag team. Again, I'm going to throw out my 2 waste cards. I possibly could have got away with using the Dean Ambrose card there and Virgil. Power and toughness. Easily going to win against his legendary Nikki Bella. Not even a competition. Move on to the picks. 7650, which I've gone up a rank apparently, which is awesome. That's not going to make a huge difference in terms of rewards. The real grind comes later tonight and tomorrow. I'm going to be using the time I've got over the weekend potentially to basically level up my cards even further, which obviously will push me up the higher rankings in terms of games played. I'm going to throw out my waste cards against John Cena and Stardust, and then use Charisma, and he's going to proc and beat my Nikki Bella. So that's the second game I've lost. Hoping this doesn't carry on into the latter part when I use my most powerful cards. But there is a flaw with the 3-man band reward, and when you're using the cards as good as this, especially with the Nikki Bellas being so close to each other, you are going to come across instances where you don't always win. So I'm going to go against toughness. Emma, easy win, no problem. Next match is going to be a power match, which you're going to use John Cena because, again, he's got the highest stat. And then we're going to have a normal match, which is going to be speed and charisma against his Roman Reigns. Easy win because, as mentioned, speed wins everything for Dean Ambrose. One more game with the normal team, and then we'll move over to the real team, which is... Oh, I just pulled a survivor. That's awesome. So that is a recorded moment. It means absolutely naff all though, because Batista doesn't actually help my deck at all. But as the second Batista I pulled off the board since I started the game, with Survivor Batista anyway. And that's awesome to put it on video, but it's going to be fed straight into Daniel Bryan for the Fusion Survivor Pro. But yeah, that's pretty cool. We're going to pick in a swap. Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, and then we're going to see where it takes us. Probably just move Roman Reigns over to here. There we go. Now, obviously that means that people who are running their full deck are probably going to be able to see me now, so they're probably going to come up against me and go, what the hell? And we're going to move into our first game against Hussein. Now, this guy I know for a fact, and this could be... Yeah, let's just not go there. It is going to be a tough game because I know that he has all 5 Fusion Pros, which is crazy because I still haven't been able to get the Roman Reigns that I need. I'm going to beat him though, which is quite crazy considering he has such an amazing deck. I'm going to lose a tag match because I still don't have that Roman Reigns, but it doesn't matter. I won the game in the first place, so that's... I should never beat that guy before, so that's pretty awesome. So we're now going to take on the 1. Now this is going to be an interesting match because I don't know if the 1 actually has all of the 5 yet. I know he was close to having all the 5. I know he had 2 Dean Ambroses last time we fought him in the last PCC video, which you can find for yourself. We are going to win this match, so we're going to go on a second game winning streak. He still doesn't have that Diva though, so strange. But hey. 3-0 win against the 1, and they're going to move on to the next game. Again, get those picks out of the way. We're going to move on to the next match, which is going to get to Hussein again. Should we go against Hussein, or should we go against... Let's go against someone else. Kratos. So the guy who no one wants to face unless it's Road to Glory, because his deck is awful. So he's got a Fusion Bella. So we're going to draw this game because we've both used our Fusion Blassies. Toughness and speed, it's got to be Dean Ambrose. Easy. And charisma, it's got to be Daniel Bryan. So we're actually going to get away with that one. I could have made a huge mistake there. I went for a bit of a ballsy performance. And we win. Get the next game. And then we are going to move on to the next one, which I imagine would be against... Oh, hang on a second. Slimmer. Remember him. I think he's got a few as well. He's going to be another Hussein who's got all 5, then this is not going to be fun at all. Okay, so he doesn't have... He is going to proc, so he's going to win the Diva match. So go to power, which is going to be John Cena, going to be his Roman Reigns. This is going to be interesting because if he's got both of those, then yeah, he's not going to be able to beat me in this match. We're going to go on a. This is now a 4-game winning streak at the moment, guys. Watch me lose the next game. Now I've said that. To the next one, get the next pulls done. We're going to go up against the 1 again. Let's see if we can find someone else. See if Munty's in here. Now I've got Hussein. Now let's go up against the 1. So the 1, we have the same deck as last time. We're going to go for Brian, who he doesn't have, so we're going to be able to beat his Cena. You can't see me. Oh, that's terrible. I'm kind of thrown that game against Roman Reigns because I knew that was going to happen. Tag team, I think he's going to throw out 2 Dean Ambroses. Yep, told you. He's got 2 Dean Ambroses. He threw out his Reigns, so I knew that was going to be a victory unless he had another Reigns. He doesn't. He still has the same 2 Dean Ambroses. That's going to be a victory. So we're still on the unbeaten streak. Let's go up against Kratos again. So Kratos is coming up with his awesome deck. Toughness straight away. I'm going to throw out Daniel Bryan. Kind of feed Bryan because there's no point in me doing anything else with anyone else. Speed, Dean Ambrose. This could come back to haunt me here because I've kind of just thrown away. Nope, baby, not. Power and toughness going to come together. So this one's going to be interesting. Tag team match. Yeah, I'm going to lose this one. I think I'm going to lose this one. So we are going to lose our winning streak against Kratos, who beats me 3-2. Ah, that hurts. Go up against Kratos again. Let's see if we can win again, or are we just going to get thrown back in our corner? Power and charisma, we're going to use the same thing again, so we know what's going to happen. Unless one of us procs, no, which they're not. Power and charisma is going to be Cena, of course. We're going to get another draw. Speed. Do I go with... I'm going to have to go with Dean Ambrose. We're going to do it again. And another speed match, and he's got 2 Roman Reigns, which means he's going to win again. He's just beaten me twice. And that's what happens when no one procs. Hussein. Let's go after Hussein. I'll do one more match with my full team, and then we'll go to the end of the video. So, Hussein, power and speed. Let's throw out Dean Ambrose. We're going to proc, which means I'm going to get the victory on that one. Charisma, Daniel Bryan. And then speed and charisma for Diva, which is going to be a draw. Which means I'm going to win against Hussein, which means I'm going to end the video on a win against the only person in SuperCard that it seems at the moment who's got all 5 Fusion Survivor Pros, which is pretty awesome achievement, Hussein. Well done. Anyway, that brings me to the end. I want to thank you all for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, and put in your comments below where you expect to finish this PCC. Are you going for the top rewards? I'm going to bring up the leaderboard now so you can see for yourself. Let's go to the top ranks. We're going to see Jonathan returning old people's champion, going at the top strong. Maybe he's going to try and break that record. Who knows? Benko second, Firstrom third. We've got Remy, Turbo in fifth, sorry. And then we're going to have Buster and Hero beforehand. Maybe Buster seems to have given up. Not sure. He hasn't really moved from that point. And then there's a massive points gap between that. Adnan, in terms of notable people, and Degny are batting out top from 13th. And we're going to move down. I believe there's a couple others. Shanavas, Edwin making up the top 25. And that's going to be it for now. So please, again, like what you see, please share the video on. Thanks to everyone I mentioned at the beginning of the video. And peace out.